Welcome back everybody to Crafting with Chord Chapter 6. I'm Chord, and today we are going to continue to wait for the coal block to be put in the game. I want to use the coal block to build the iron golem cells in the end for my iron golem farm, but I don't want to upgrade to the snapshot, so I'll just wait for that to be put in the game, and we'll work on other projects until then. My main goal of this world is to build a base in the end, and not a base far off from like the portal into the end, but like immediately right there, so I don't have to walk a couple hundred blocks like most people do. In order to do that, I have to blow up the end island, and I've been collecting a lot of gunpowder to make TNT to achieve that. The problem is the only way of getting gunpowder is this AFK farm or XP farm. The mobs will fall down here, and I don't know why there have been no mobs. It must be nighttime out. They fall down here and are one-hit kills, and I just swing and kill them. The problem with that is that I have to kill them manually. Now I had a like a lava thing that I could put up here. Let me kill this guy really quick. Zombies are 2 hits because they have armor, but I had a lava thing that I could place right there. Oh gosh, of course, right when I explaining it. And then all the monsters would fall down, burn to death, and then I would just pick up their stuff, or I would put hoppers here to collect their stuff automatically, but it was just a pain, and anybody who fell down here with protection armor wouldn't actually die to the lava. So that was really annoying, because I would like leave this running for, let's say, an hour, come back, and there'd be just protection armor guys here, and I'd have to kill them myself, and they have protection armor, so it would just take a long time. So I did some redstone work, and I turned my XP farm into an AFK item farm. So if I flip the switch, these blocks get pulled away, and all the mobs fall down to the bottom of this pit, and are just killed, and all their items come right here. So here's the items. Maybe that guy dropped some. I don't want rotten flesh because I have tons of rotten flesh and it's useless. So there's still the problem that mobs could spawn with feather falling or protection armor and survive the fall. So I added something to take care of that. Let's come down here. So right in here on this half slab is where the mobs fall. If they don't die to fall damage because of their armor, they will trigger this tripwire. So let's just trigger it ourselves with this cobblestone. So if they trigger that, then the tripwire will cause this piston to extend, and this piston is a sticky piston with a stone brick, which you can't see anyway, on the other side of it, and it extends the stone brick over into the mob's head and just suffocates the mob. So no matter what happens, if a mob falls in there, even if they're at tons and tons of health, as long as it's just a standard mob, they'll die. So when the mob dies, all their items will get picked up by one of these hoppers, most likely this one, but there's a chance the item, I think, could like get thrown towards this tripwire and then just get picked up by this hopper, but either way it works just as fine. The items get carried along here down to this dropper, except for the rotten flesh right here. I have just a simple filter set up for rotten flesh, so any rotten flesh that comes through here gets filtered out and put into this dropper, and I'll try to show you with this rotten flesh here. This dropper starts up a simple clock, and it just shoots out the rotten flesh. So let's just throw that in there, and there we go. That turned off a second, threw the rotten flesh into this dropper, and then that flashed twice and threw the rotten flesh down there. Yeah, pretty easy. I don't want the rotten flesh, so I might as well just get rid of it. There'll never be so much rotten flesh here that it becomes a lag problem. There would have to be tons and tons and tons of mobs dying here very efficiently in order for it to be a problem, and I don't think it's possible with my mob farm to be that efficient. So yeah, no worries on that. If I come over here, let's see if I can jump that. Awesome. The items will come along to this dropper. As I said before, this dropper, when it gets items, will start up this clock. And let's jump around here. Awesome. And this clock sends power up this half slab tower. This half slab tower has redstone on it. You can see it, at least on that one, but all of these have redstone on it. And as the power goes up, it keeps powering these droppers on and off, and sends the items up. So if I throw this in there, you can see the droppers, and it's just a pretty simple clock. Yep, and they go up there, and the chest is right above that top dropper. And let's come around here, and yep, that's the item collection part. The other part of this is the switching of the modes from AFK to XP, and I'll talk about that in a second. Okay, so right over here we have the master control switch. This switch will flip it from AFK mode to XP mode, and this switch is duplicated right above this pumpkin with another switch. This pumpkin will send the power down to this redstone dust, so this switch and the switch that I was controlling earlier in the episode function exactly the same. So I'm going to destroy a couple blocks here so you can kind of see what's going on. Whoops, that block was not supposed to go down there. I'll have to grab it later. So when I flip this switch, this is turning it from AFK mode to XP mode. These three pistons are going to extend and push these two pistons in this block over. These two pistons will then extend first the bottom one, then the top one, and that will push this block into the right position for the AFK part to work. So I'm going to do that right now, and yep, there you just saw it. Everything went, hopefully you saw just the way that I said. And when I flip this switch off, it works basically in the opposite order, except for one little kind of trick. First, this piston will retract, then this piston will retract, then this piston, which is now like right where this piston arm is, it will have to extend and retract again in order to pull that block down once again. Once that happens, then these three pistons, this line of pistons, will pull both pistons and the block over to the left. So let's see that. And yep, that's that working. And there's a decent amount of redstone going into this, and I can go over that, but I don't think I really want to do it in just like a LP episode. Maybe I could make like a tutorial or something, but yeah, I don't really want to go into that here because it's kind of more complicated than I really want to be. So yeah, and where's my, oh yeah, that stone brick fell down. So yeah, I'm gonna pillar my way out through that hole that I came down in, and we'll get to the next project. So I just wanted to show you the chicken farm really quick. I'm not going to be doing anything with it, but it's working great. I'm getting tons and tons of chicken. I've been AFKing here a lot. It's not actually very fast, just because there's not a ton of chickens here. Like, it looks like a lot, but they don't lay eggs that often, and only 1 in like 8 eggs actually makes a chicken. And each chicken only drops like 1 cooked chicken because they burn to death in the lava. So it's not that fast, but it's much faster than I need it to be. And even if I was like actively running around inside my base, using up my hunger bar and like constantly eating rather than just AFKing right below me, it still would be much faster than I need it. So yeah, this turned out to be really awesome. And I also have a ton of feathers, which maybe they'll add more stuff to do with feathers. I don't need anything, like I have tons and tons of arrows because of my mob farm, so I guess it's kind of cool that I have feathers, but there's not really much use for them now. The thing that I am going to work on, yeah, somehow I get lost in my own base. That's not good. That's why I just like did a double take when I was coming out of that door. So I'm going to work on the brewing room, which is totally plain. I'm I've been doing a lot of stuff with redstone the past couple episodes, and I've been watching, let's see, don't remember the name of the person, and that's unfortunate, but he plays on the ZipCrowd server. I'm going to type that out. And you can see I added my friend to the whitelist. Okay, so the ZipCrowd server. If you guys have heard of that, JL2579, Panda4994, Whoopi, Pricey, just a whole bunch of really good redstone people. They came. Oh, Doc M77. How did I not think of him right away? They've been putting up a whole bunch of like automatic brewing contraptions, and that would be cool, but I don't use potions that often, so that seems to be overkill. Like, the most I ever do is, like, when I fight a wither boss, I'll take, like, 3 potions with me, or when I fight wither skeletons in the nether, I'll take, like, a health potion and a fire potion. That's pretty much it. So, yeah, I don't use potions all that often, so it doesn't need to be any kind of automated system, but I do want it to look a lot nicer than this. This looks pretty horrible, because when I was doing this, I didn't really know how I wanted it to look, so I just kind of cut a hole in the floor and hole in the ceiling because I kept changing my mind, and now I just ended up with a stupid source block for water. So I'm going to probably just clear out this whole room and remake all of it. So yeah, I'll start working on this, and then I'll get back to you partway through probably. So I've narrowed it down to 2 different designs. I like this middle portion a lot. 9 brewing stands is the most that at least I can use efficiently. Like, if I fill all of these with water bottles and nether wart or any ingredient, by the time I get to the end, I can go back to the beginning and start putting in the, if chest was a ingredient, I could start putting in the next ingredient. I'm going to go through and then go back to the beginning and put the next one in. When I get to the end, go back to the beginning and take them out. That sort of thing. Any more and it's just kind of overkill. I rarely ever use all 9 at once, but if I ever need a bunch of potions, I can always just do that. So I like this middle part, and I like the water behind it. And I can kind of hide some lighting. I could move that lighting, I don't know, but I like it there. And there's also lighting above this ender chest. It's always nice to have ender chests just around. So the 2, what are they called, kind of designs. There's this design with double chests. There'll be 3 double chests on each side with an item frame that'll explain what's in there. So, like, I could have gas tiers and regeneration. Oh, I need to. That didn't open. I need to switch those out. But I could have gas tiers and regeneration potions in here, for example. Or I could have sugar and swiftness potions. Whatever. Then there's also this idea. I don't know if I like this. This seems really, like, really busy. I don't know. There's just a lot of different things going on here. And okay, well, you still can't click on the top row, but when I click on the middle row, that actually opens because I forgot about those solid blocks up there. It's not hard to click on the blocks, like past the item frame, but it just is annoying. And with, like, if we have different items in each of these, it's just like so much stuff going on right there. I don't think I really like that. When I was like just putting it up, the way that I have them stacked next to each other is trap chests. So when I was putting this up, or putting that side up, and I was thinking about like what other design I could do over here to try to like just brainstorm. I thought it would look nice, but it really doesn't in my mind. I think I'm gonna go with, out of these 2 designs at least, I prefer that one. Although I don't know if I really like the item frames over there. It's a lot better than right on top of the chests, and I don't really like the whole like on the chest item frame in general. Maybe if I'll change this side over here. I'm gonna turn the chests 90 degrees, so I only have one I only can see the edge of it, and I'll put the frame on that. Maybe that'll look good. I'll change that over here, and I'll leave this side the same. So I'll do that right now, and we'll see how it looks. Okay, so I did this, and I don't know how much I like this. It's definitely like a lot shorter, like a lot more compact. And I don't know if that really is good or not. So let's break those off and see. If I throw some junk in there, how would that look? Like, these are still the double chests, but I think I like seeing the full chest better. Like, in some cases it is nice to like hide the chest, hide the size of the chest, like long ways into a wall, but this, I don't know. At least in my opinion, this one over here is better. Yeah, I really don't like the item frames on top. But even when they're like that, okay, there we go. Now I can see better. I think the one on the right's better. Yeah, I think I like this side better over here. So I'm gonna go with this, and I'm gonna switch this around, and then when I finish that, I'm gonna bring up some ingredients and fill in some of these chests. I have a bunch of potions downstairs and potion ingredients that I can just bring up here. So I'll do that, and I'll get back to you after I do that. So I just finished setting this all up, and I'm just working on one potion really quick. I'm gonna make some weakness potions. I don't actually have any extras, so I felt weird putting that in the item frame without actually having any, so I'm just gonna throw these in, and I forgot another word. So this is what it looks like. Let me throw this in so I can show you while that's going. I just repeated this pattern over here. I threw the health potions right up here, the regen potions there, the fire resist there, and the swiftness there. So here's the swiftness potions and some sugar. And I just put the ingredients in there. Yeah, and that's just the basic things. I have 4 or 5 empty chests. I didn't know what to put there. Because I had, in here I just have the empty glass bottles and like the generic items, the items that any recipe could use. So yeah, I'm not really sure what should go there. Yeah, I'm not sure. Probably potion of, what's it called? Night vision could go over here. I don't use, I was thinking like positive potions, negative potions here, and then like the weird, I don't know, like the kind of different potions like invisibility, night vision, and then there's, I don't know if there's another one that really fits along with that. But yeah, I think that's what I was kind of thinking. I need to combine these up real quick. There's a fermented spider. I throw that in there, and I'm trying to make a weakness potion. So hopefully I get this right. Yeah, it should be add a fermented spider, and this should be a weakness potion. That'd be really bad if I just failed totally on camera to look at this. I have like the diagram up next to me. Yeah, this potion of weakness. That's what I'm trying to make, right? Potion of weakness, yeah. Splash potion of weakness. Perfect. So, yeah. I think that's it for this part. Let me just grab these out. Great. And I'm always afraid when, like, putting that into the item frame, I'm afraid I'm just gonna, like, throw it. It's weird. Like, since the right click is both place item in the item frame and throw. I don't know how they could change that to make it better, but I was worried when I was placing that. Like, every time I kept replacing that. But yeah, I think I'm done with this part, so I think I'm about 20 minutes, or a little bit less than 20 minutes, so I'm gonna look and see what else we can work on today. So for the last thing, I'm not going to be working on a project in the world. I'm going to be doing some planning for kind of a fun project. So the idea that I had was kind of a bow and arrow training game, or maybe not training, but just like a fun, like, if you remember the game Duck Hunt, it's kind of like that. So the idea is that chickens will be dropped out. Like, let's actually add the chickens into this, and then we can see the chickens. Okay. So the chickens will be dropped out, and then you would stand, like, let's say over here, and then let's spell bow correctly, and then grab some arrows, go back up. Okay. Click that, and then you'd try to shoot the arrows in midair, or shoot the chickens in midair. Whoops. But instead of just having one chicken, because that would be kind of boring, you'd have a lot of chickens, and you wouldn't know when they drop. So the way that I would do it is that have a randomizer. So there'd be some kind of like global clock that would be continuously running. So I'm going to break that, and then I'm going to be starting this. So this is just a simple clock. And this piston with the block above it just makes it so it's a one-tick pulse. So the redstone comes around here, the power comes around, it's just one tick long, and it's just a really long clock. So this will go up once every, like, I don't know, 10 seconds, let's say. And when it comes to here, when the power hits this block, which I can't really click because it'll just destroy the block and ruin it all, this also gets powered, which you can see when it comes by. So when it gets powered, that power is going to come to this dropper. And when it gets powered, it can either shoot out the diamond hoe or the redstone. If it shoots out the redstone, then the hopper will get the redstone and immediately shoot the redstone back in. It will shoot whichever item right back in. But if it gets the redstone, it'll have a power length of 1, which will only power this redstone. But if it gets the hoe, if the dropper shoots out the hoe, which is there's a 50% chance that the hoe will be shot out, then it'll have a power level of more than 1. It'll have, so at least 2. So when the power level is 2, this block is powered, which will trigger the, what's it called? The dispenser, which right now I'm just using spawn eggs, or spawn chicken eggs. But eventually I'm going to have to fill a little area with chickens and get a chicken out and drop a chicken, which is going to be a lot harder. But this is the basics of it. So I'm going to drop that, and maybe we can see it spit one out. Okay, so that took a really long time because I'm really unlucky, and I eventually shot a chicken out. So let's... Yep, there's another one. Oops, and I missed. And that's why I want this game to be going. Wow, there's more chickens. And chickens are really hard to shoot when it's... everything looks the same. Oh, there's another chicken. I can shoot that. So, I'm not sure how I'm going to... I think on the ground, I'm going to have half slabs, like it is right here. Then have tripwire all the way along. And... get out of here. Have tripwire all the way along, and have hoppers underneath the hash slabs. So if there's anything in the tripwire at the end, that means there are live chickens. If there's nothing left, then that means that you killed all the chickens when they drop down. I'm not sure how I can count how many chickens there are. That might be hard. Maybe I could try to do some kind of adding with the number of tripwires that are activated. Yeah, so I'll think about that, but this is the basics of it. So I'm going to duplicate this dispenser setup a few times and get a bigger clock or get a different clock, and I'll show you that when I get done with it. So I think I have the first prototype done, and I just kind of threw a oh, I got him. Rough, whoops, background there. I think what I want is something like this. Have chickens just kind of falling from the sky and then you kill them. Um, is that two? No, that's just one that's flapping really hard. But I would want more than just 3 spots, and I don't like the timing for it. Like they all drop out like right one after another, like bam, bam, bam. If we just get uh, lucky or unlucky depending on the way you look at it. And I think I want it to be farther back, like have like twice as much room here, maybe 3 times as much room. Because right now, like, I don't know if you can tell my aiming, don't have to aim underneath them very much. I can just charge up and almost aim directly at them and still hit them. So I actually want it to be kind of difficult, like, oh, this guy's over there, I need to, okay, judge, like, where I want to aim. So yeah, I want a lot more space, maybe like 3 times as much space, and like maybe 8 different drop points. And I'll just show you quickly. I move the clock up to a higher level, and it just kind of winds around so that there's more time. I don't know if I really like that there's more time. So I'm actually just going to break that off. Whoops. Well, I guess that doesn't really matter if that's gone or not. Come on. And I have the same 1 tick pulse going here. And each time the power gets to one of these 3 blocks, the power is transmitted down and it randomly selects if a chicken is gonna spawn. It selects differently for each one, or separately for each one. So I could have a chicken in the first one and that doesn't affect the chicken in the second or the chicken in the third. I could get 1 in each or none or any combination. And now there's a lot of chickens down there. So yeah, I think this is kind of how I like it. I'm not sure how I'm going to do I mentioned the tripwire thing. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. That seems difficult because chickens can just stand in the same line and you won't be able to count them. Count them separately, I mean. So I'm not really sure on that, but maybe... Yeah, I'm not sure how I can count live chickens, so I'll have to think about that part, but... Whoops, missed one. Besides that, I think this is mostly, like, kind of figured out. At least the dispensing part of it, like the randomization part. The other part that I have to figure out is how to get chickens out, like how to fill a pod with chicken and how to dispense it. I think what I'm going to do is have each game have 8 chickens, and then when they've all 8 dropped, that's the end of the game. So I think I kind of know how I want to do it, but it's going to take a lot of work, so I'm going to continue working, and I think that's it for this week, or at least for this episode. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.